Wake up, it's time for another high-ranking boss run. It is a timed one, so it is my least favorite, but I still want to give it a go regardless, with the top scores being about a minute or so. And yes, we're talking about Elite Bloonarius, and that you can kill all 5 tiers in 1 minute. It is a fairly standard and cookie-cutter week, though, because they just give us some extra starting cash, but otherwise, some very light modifiers, decrease boss HP. Otherwise, every hero is allowed, and so is every single tower. Wow. Anyway, because early game matters the most, let me show you one small trick I did to get ahead faster. So on round 5, I sell Geraldo because I already have NFT down to place the farm faster. But you can't beat round 5 without getting a time penalty, aka taking too long to beat a round. So what I do is use the Rocket and Tinkerton to explode some balloons to help my Dart Monkey. And so I get away with the farm around 5, otherwise I would have gotten like 2 seconds of penalty. Pretty crazy stuff. Anyway, fast forward 45 minutes to round 32. Yes, those rounds did take that long. I really want to make sure I could milk out every single penny. Now we can collect for 12.5k from the IMF loan and build 4 discount villages. Check this out. Now we got a balloon trap, Monkey Town, and we're about 3 seconds away from getting a 10k loan out. We'll sell the shoot tier 2 for 188 and play the round. Give me the money, loan, quickly suck it up, and then quickly get a bunch of farms down. Now, I must reiterate, time bossing is probably my least favorite of the 3 ranked modes. However, I kind of want to play this one for redemption reasons. By redemption, I mean that this event wasn't much different from one we had about a month ago, where I showcased the Spike Factory Paragon for the first time. However, that time, I failed to execute the one-shot strategy, because I had too low of a degree on my Spike Factory and it didn't install well enough. And so my time ended up being pretty crappy. Crappy as in 5th place in the entire world at the time. Guys, I think I have to start performing worse so that you guys don't have too high expectations of me every single week. Because if I keep getting top 10 every single week, you guys are going to want me to push for top 5, top 3. All jokes aside, we're going to play at our own pace and see how that ends up. So right now, upgrade all of these farms to marketplaces and then get a rubber gold for round 37, because there's leads that round, which I can eat up for leads gold. There we go. Loan paid off in time. Here comes our road to gold. Oh, come on, and give me the money for this, please. Nice, merchantman, so I get $200 at the end of the round. We're gonna want to sell all our defense around 39 as heads up. So this will be a good amount of sell value around the flavored, I think over $40,000, 45,000. And so check out what I want to do here. So the cool thing about tier 1 is that we can take advantage of the decreased mob HP, boss HP, by going for 4 first strikes for tier 1 instead of 5 of them, which you normally need. Thankfully, I don't think I would have been able to afford 5, but 4, I think is affordable if I sell everything around here. So I have to sell it ahead of round 39 so that we, you know, have all the abilities cooled off for the moment Bloonarius spawns in. I think that would be when the zebras start to come in. Let's first get one more trap from here, please. I repeat, one more trap. There we go. Drop the trap, please. Perfect. And then watch this. 1, 2, 3. Sell this. I'm slow. 4. Let's see if this cools off. And if it does cool off, then perfect. We got the God tier 1 kill right on time. Since I have some spare cash, let me see if I can go for the following. Maelstrom, if I sell this discount village, is affordable. Awesome. I want to get an 042 because Bloonarius is going to spawn a bunch of gunk because we're going to one-shot it. This will save from having to spend a bunch of blade traps. In fact, I only have 1 of them, so this Maelstrom will be very good to me for beating all those ceramic inside. So just watch what I mean here. Bring on tier 1 and see how quickly we can one-shot Elite Bloonarius. Watch this. Spam. Goodbye. And there are all the pinks, and we gotta use a Maelstrom now. Now, does one of them get me all the way? Or do I need to use 1 blade trap? I think I need a blade trap. Holy crap, when the blade trap gets pierce capped, that's not gonna work out. Okay, new plan. How about, can I afford a recursive cluster? Yes, I can. Perfect. Reason being, I think I just need something to defend the pink balloons. If I use Maelstrom, then I have to waste it early. But it's the cerams that come on the backside. Like, watch here. Dead. Here come all the pinks. Hopefully, recursive can handle all that. And then we save the ceramic or the maelstrom for this part here. Wait for it. I think this is also a better spot for the Maelstrom. Come on, come on, come on. Get it. Get him. Nope, that's still way too much stuff. Okay, how about this? I think I can afford a Maelstrom and then a Morglaives in the middle of the round. So how about we have Morglaives for the pink balloons and then Maelstrom for these ceramics. Insta-kill again. Sell one trap. There's that to defend. And sure, let's use this glue too to slow it the F down. Maelstrom now. Tuck another Maelstrom over here. Come on. Got him, got him, got him. Nice. Come on, beat all the balloons here. It's not over yet, actually. Oh my god, nice. I was worried round 41 was going to start, but we're good, we're good. In case you missed it, our tier 1 kill was just a little bit under 7 seconds. Not bad. So now, how much money do we have to work with? 58,000. Alright, let's get a new Monkeyopolis. Like that. Buy range on it so it reaches this guy. 014. And we're back in business. We can buy an instant for 2-0 and then an overclock very soon. I actually don't like this balloon trap spot, because now that means my rubber gold is going to be out of range of the Monkeyopolis. I just didn't want to put it in the old spot, because this spot can get way more farm coverage. Okay, this kind of sucks, but let me just take a very, very small monetary hit then. Move it a little bit lower, and then we'll be able to hit it again soon. And now, as soon as we can for these balloons here, there's rubber gold. See what we got cooking here. Probably, I think I probably could use a glue gunner, because some of those cerams did not get golded. You know the drill now, though, or do you? I feel like sometimes I talk as if you guys watch every single video of mine, but I know that's not always the case. So if that's not the case for this one, then what we want to do here now is get the central market as soon as I can. I think I can probably get it around 50 at this rate. Basically, I'm going to sell 4 central markets for it. And we should be making well over $10,000 per round at this rate. Also, how is this NG still seeing balloons before it gets entered the trap? I guess I have to put it really, really, really high up like that. And I swear to God, this round felt like we made like $20,000. Talk about huge stonks. And at round 49, we afford this bet. We get fertilizer now this round too. I think this insane farming run we're on to those first few rounds, because that small maneuver on round 5 may be extra $80, so that is probably turned into several thousand at this rate. But watch what I mean here. Sell, sell, sell. And we got that with plenty of money to spare. My god. It's also time for my favorite part of the farming method, and that is getting 420 beer refs into overclocks on each of them. I've said this many, many times already, but I'm aware that 1 overclock plus 1 BRF is more cost efficient than 2 BRFs. However, annoyingness is a factor we must include in the equation, so I'm only going to go for a few. Probably more BRFs than there are overclocks. For the first few, though, we'll do 1-to-1 ratio. Alright, and now at the end of 54, here's what I need to do. In order to save money for the tier 2 kill, I'm spending 14k on the Reju potion. If I buy this round, then I'm going to get 2 out of 2 around 60. And so I can do the same first strike strategy, but this time with 2 Rejus, which means I simply just need a third of the amount of first strikes I normally do. P.S. the answer is 8, which does slow down my farming significantly, because 14,000, but I think it's fine. We've already snowballed a heavy amount already. That I think losing 14k this late, it's not as big of a blow as it seems like it should be. So we're already pretty close to affording 8 first strikes, meaning I think I just gotta sell a couple of the central markets here, and we have enough. But first, let me see how little I can get away with. I think I need to get it now, right? Yep. Camelot's coming in. Sell 1, sell 2. And there we go. Perfect. Looking real nice. Now let's see if I can try to stall. I still don't see 8 abilities coming. That's not good. 5? Where's the 8th one? Uh-oh. Can I take a peek and see? Okay, it's just a sliver away, so I think that's fine. I think that's fine. As you see, though, there's the second Reju potion. Really important to have. By the time the animation finishes, I'm hoping that all 8 will be up anyway. I guess let's see. Hang on, before that, I think I need to get me a balloon solver for the BFBs, as well as a Morglaives, just like tier 1. Because there's going to be a bunch of BFBs coming out from inside Bloonarius. So let's see. Please, please, please has 8. Please, please, please have 8. Please, please. Got it? Refresh. Perfect. Perfect. Now, where's the solver? There it is. Put it on last. Oh no, I'm definitely dying. I'm definitely dead. I need 1 Maelstrom here. Come on. pop those BFBs faster, or maybe I should not use Bloon Solver. Bloon Solver definitely doesn't seem like the fastest way to get through this, does it? Again, I'm hoping this kills everything before round 61 starts. Otherwise, holy crap, are you kidding me? Solver is getting absolutely blasted to, or rather Pierce Cap to all that. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And nope, I failed. I failed. Solver definitely ain't it there. But you see, if we were able to finish it off, Tier 2 would have only taken 10 seconds for a 17-second total. Not bad, eh? I think all I really need is a Super Maelstrom. Let's go again. Okay, so first off, don't use Maelstrom just yet, Super Maelstrom just yet. We gotta wait for the BFBs to spawn in first. For the meantime, we can use these two to get us through it. Now we can use it. Overclock it too for more blades. Just so we guarantee pop down faster. This should do it though, right? S-Mail has a long enough duration to do the job. Beauty. That's just what you want to see. And now, when we sell off 8 of our first strikes, we're gonna have a good amount of money to work with. 152k. I'm feeling myself so much now that we can probably just go for a Sun Temple. This is 25k of support sacrifice. Oh, first off, let's not sacrifice that thing. But 25k to get me the 20% discount. I don't really care about the +1 damage I'm missing from 50k sack. I think just this should be enough. And now that clears space for some cheap towers. And we're gonna use that 20% discount on a bunch of 15.2k beer reps, as well as, let's get this now too. Energizer will be a good choice because I want to get level 20 Geraldo very soon. I'll explain why later. Now, I don't think I'm gonna need my Reju potions in the immediate future, so here's what I'm gonna do. I think it's worth it to spend 2k just to get one extra Ultra Boost stack, as well as refresh my several overclocks I have. So I can overclock beer reps that I have not overclocked yet. But in the remaining space I can find that can't fit a farm, try to throw in some overclocks if we can. But right now, what I mainly want to do is just save up money. Because I'm going to do the same thing I did last time for the Time Bloonarius, and that is, we're going to get the Spike Paragon for Tier 3. But the thing is, I also want to use the Spike Paragon for Tier 4, the same one that I used for Tier 3. But I also have to get a very high degree Paragon for Tier 5, so what that means is I have to buy my Spike Paragon early enough for Tier 3 and 4 so that I can afford a degree 100 by Tier 5. And last time, the math ended up being, I need to get my Spike Paragon on round 70, so yes, 4 rounds from now. I have to somehow scrounge up $800,000 and change. I don't know if that's possible, but I'll see how close I can get. Anyway, $30,000 to start this round. How much do we make on 67 here? 137,000, so 100k per round. Yeah, we're gonna be quite a bit short. Well, I can't say I didn't at least try my best in the farming to come close, but yeah. Well over 400k short at the end of 70. Out of curiosity, I do have the flavor trades on the Door Gunner here on the heli, so I can sell for extra money. Let me just see how close we would be if I do sell off everything. Not gonna lie, I think it's actually pretty close, and maybe I should just do it, that being said. Because we can recover from the farming. It's not like we're selling everything off, just a good amount. Also, the spot for the Spike Paragon is gonna be over here. Now is probably a good time to mention this thing I didn't do last time. Last time for Tier 3 and 4, I ended up stopping at exactly degree 20. However, a trick that only matters for the Spike Paragon is because Pierce matters on it. You actually want to get degree 21, or any degree ending in 1 over 0, because that difference is the difference between 1 Pierce. Now, I'm gonna have to hit you with a big sheet of numbers here, but ignore everything except this column here. The mini spike is what we're going to have for the damage against the boss, and we want to take a look at the Pierce column here. Notice from 10 to 11, it goes from 10.9 to 12, so every 10 degrees between 0 and 1, there is a little bit of a benchmark where we gain 1.1 Pierce per degree instead of 0.1. And then this basically just keeps going on and on and on for, you know, 31, 41, etc. So it's a pretty big deal, especially for low degrees, because 12.9 to 14 is like 6%, 7%. Definitely nothing to scoff at. This should be at least 21. In fact, beautiful. It's exactly 21. Now, sadly, our journey is still not over, because the reason I want this on round 70 is so I can get, you know, the Paragon totems, but Geraldo was so far away from level 20 that this is gonna suck. Oh, do I sell my temple? I think I have to at this point. Yikes. 100k, so that I can buy all these levels here. And you see, that's enough for level 20 and a Paragon Totem now. Hopefully I didn't sell too much of my farming so that I can still, one, profit each round so I can afford, you know, 126k Paragon Totem per round, while somehow, someway building back to what we had before. So let's hope I didn't break my run here because I, well, sold everything. Alright, good news. Our cash flow is still very, very, very positive. I made like $50,000 this round. So not too terrible. I can still spend 1 Paragon Totem per round and probably build up a decent farm army. It's really unfortunate. On Tinkerton, there's no spot where you can have every spike land on Bloonarius when it comes in, because you can't smart target it. I've said that a billion times. Because obviously, you see, if I get the spike Paragon over here, then spikes will land here and here, which will not hit Bloonarius. Equals not a good spot, and this is the only good one on this map. Wow, this is so much better farming than I could have asked for. Now I think it's time to lay down the Spike mines. These won't really matter that much, but it might help us eke out a little bit extra damage. You never know. And here we are, end of round 79. Tier 3 isn't the issue because this is obviously overkill, and to show you that it's overkill, well, again, don't blink or you will miss this kill. Cause I'm gonna press play, and I'm gonna explode the mine, and yup. That's all of tier 3 beaten within, I don't know how many frames, but very few frames. Yeah, the Deadly Spikes only did 100 damage because these were so damn strong. The issue is going to be tier 4 though, because 9699 does not last anywhere near as long, so I can't accrue as many spikes, and it's higher HP, of course. Therefore, by tier 4, I'm going to have to get a lot of other defense to help the other million HP that the spike is going to be missing by then. But until then, the farming is going to be pretty simple. We're just going to follow the formula of 1 Paragon Totem per round, finish off the rest of the farms here, which there's not a lot of. And then I'll see you in the 90s, I guess. Let me explain what the plan is now. I'm going to Chinook these spiked mines away from the beginning of the track so that I can attempt to stall it. It's probably not going to work out very well, but I'll do my best by doing a Balloon Crush, as well as sticking Absolute Zero in the very front, as well as sticking a main mob on last. Okay? To try to keep track of how long I end up stalling the round for, I'm going to watch the Chinook crate ability, so I'll use this now. Let me move this guy out of the way, because I don't want to get pops on it anymore. But we kind of just have to pray and hope that these towers can somehow stall the balloons, like, far enough back. But if we get unlucky and a spike lands at the very, very beginning of the track, then that's probably going to be almost impossible. We can add a Moab Glue, Relentless 2. Just not Super Glue, because that does 50 damage each. So watching carefully, watching carefully. I think it's pretty good for around 96 here. We've got about 2/3 of the Chinook. I guess we'll also drop the second ability to Spike-Geddon. Don't forget, too, that the Spike Paragon has a passive, so anything on the track will do damage over time. So no matter what, damage is unavoidable, even if there is no Spike at the beginning. Luckily, I think 98 seemed like a good enough stall. I think it's going to end up being about 1.5 Chinook ability cooldowns, which from my testing, I've tested this round multiple times, is about as good as I can do, which is kind of sad because you're going to see that this is going to be far from enough from one-shotting. In fact, I can just play the round right now and show you. Let's see how much it does on tier 4 here. Come on. 6.4 to 3.9. Yikes, man. And the thing is, we can't use other Paragons because that would eat up our Paragon Totems. On the bright side, we do get like another million damage pretty quickly. I think thanks to the Spike Again ability. But hey, we do have $1.5 million to spend on a lot of stuff. If I clear out space for this, then we can fit a whole lot more damage here. So give me a hot minute. Alright, I think I'm ready to go. I used a Regen Potion so I can overclock every single other DPS tower that I have here, including a Max Megalodon. Let's hope I get this first try, otherwise I have to spend 15 minutes building all this back again. And I hate to do that. So first thing would be Homeland and Gluestorm, or really just every single ability at once. So here we go. Go, 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 go. This. Spike-Geddon, Mad ability, and let's see how fast this is going to be. We're doing about 10k per frame, so I think if this is below 40 seconds, I'll be satisfied with that. Come on. Faster. Megalodon putting some huge cure work with this attack speed bonus. Yep. I think this is going to be sub 40. Probably about as good as we can do since we don't have a second Paragon. Nice. Or is it... Okay, it's not going to be sub 40 because of the kill animation, but I would say close enough. And now quickly, I want to get rid of the Spike Paragon over here because we want to start getting pops on, well, our final Spike Factory. So let's get a Super Mines here. Finish the round off. So now we want to get rid of every tower that I can see within range of the entrance. So every sniper must go. These I'll Chinook away in case I want to get a Paragon for them later. Keep the pops around. Let me Chinook... Oh wait, did the Megalodon just eat that up? Hang on, let me just get rid of you real quick. It should be basically 100% spike pops at this point. And I suppose back to farming now. I think it's inevitable. Oh my god, there's a lot of pops coming from the temple. Do I get rid of the temple in this case? Sheesh. Maybe I can get rid of the village from the temple. Yeah, if I lose the 10%, then that does help a little bit. This doesn't mean no more city buff on these BRFs, but I feel like I should have enough money at this point for degree 100 Spec Paragon, as well as maybe another Paragon. For that, we're probably gonna need like $4 or $5 million. Well, I guess we'll see how close we end up being. For the time being, I think there's one more farm stall I can put, but I want to keep the rest around. For those wondering, I'm probably about 4+ hours deep into this run right now, which is way more than I would normally spend for, well, a boss run. So I hope you appreciate that, but it's also been pretty chill. The 4 hours have been spread out across multiple days, so it hasn't really felt that bad. Because while I'm doing this boss, I'm also doing other stuff in the background, like jamming the music, watching Leafs choke, other random streams / YouTube videos in the background, you name it. These are little things I do to make these runs a little bit more enjoyable. Anyway, not much else to see from this point on, so I'll leave you guys once we end up back at round 116. I think I want to end it all. 47 Paragon Totems, max cash slider, and all that effort only for my Spike Paragon to end up being degree friggin' 99. That's maddening. It's a step better than the 98 I got last month, but that's still not what I want. I was so mad that I ended up redoing tier 4 all the way to 116 all over again just to get even more pops on Spike Factory. And even despite optimizing every single pop since 100 to go on Spike Factory, well, guess what? The best we can do is still 99. Crunching the numbers, I was about like 400k pops off of degree 100, which looking back, I think what I needed to do to start the run in the first place was to disable the big balloon sabotage, the monkey knowledge that decreases mob HP by 10%. If I didn't have that, that might have just been the 500k pops that we needed. And I don't think you can retroactively apply monkey knowledge in the middle of the run or disable it. So this sucks major ass cheeks, but it's time to deploy plan B, degree 91. We can actually save on a good amount of money in the cash slider. I think all I need is 900k in it. And take a look at that. Now that's 1.5 million I could spend on, say, another Paragon. Like, I was thinking Wizard. If we're not going to be able to one-shot it anyway, the second best burst Paragon is definitely the Wizard. Let me put it up here so it's only at the entrance. So that's a silver lining at least. If I got degree 100 Spike Factory, I wouldn't have any Wizard Paragon at all. Crunching the numbers in the Paragon calculator, I need to put 670k to get D40. No more, no less. Let's hope I did it right. Please, please, please. Oh, I went over. That's fine too. And now, just like before tier 3, we have to try to stall 116 to 119 to the best of our ability. Wizard Paragon's going to put a bit of a damper on that because it has a Phoenix, which has global range, but I can definitely turn it off. I'll do at the end of a round, like for example now. Stop here. And you see, as long as I keep it off and it's not within beam range, it will not attack at all. 116 didn't seem like a very good stall there, not gonna lie. Okay, don't mind me, I ended up redoing 116 again just to get the perfect 40 and save a lot of money. And so far my stall has been very, very, very good. Now to perfect the last part here. I've tested and you can stall out 119 the last bad, but you have to get lucky with knockbacks. I think we did. The bad popped in the Zoom and then the Balloon Crush knocked it all the way back, and now that gave us a good extra 15 seconds, I'd say. Again, before we spend half an hour building our final D, let me just first see how much this can one-shot through. A D91, let's get it. With our perfect stall, 14 million, so about half. Damn, what could have been? If it was 100, we would have got another full skull. Damn. After indeed 20 minutes, I think I've spent every last drop I could have. Now I just gotta make sure I compress all my abilities. There's like 10 that are really important to get off immediately, so it's time for the final stretch. Can we finish this in sub 1 minute total? That's the goal, but regardless, I think I'll be happy with the result of this. 3, 2, 1, Spike-Ageddon abilities. Go first. Homeland, Glue Storm. Here's this. Metamorphosis. Mad ability. Alright, thankfully the game is at 1 FPS, which plays in my favor. Because now I can use abilities much faster than I could have. Like, I'll use the remaining Spike Storms, and we're down to 1 FPS. Hell yeah. Classic Tier 5 bossing experience right here, folks. Let's click away from the wizard. Well, it's not letting me click away, but I feel like we're dropping 30,000 damage per frame. So pretty good. I think based on the kill animation in Bloonarius 2, we have to beat all skulls in the next 10 seconds. So 53 seconds. Can we make it, or are we gonna be cooked here? Let's see, let's see. 45, I think it's a bit slow. It's slowing down, that's for sure, now that all the spikes got deleted. But Spike-Ageddon is currently being dropped, don't forget. So we should see some giant bursts of damage come through. Yeah, see right there? See right there? Another one? These big bursts will help me get the sub 1, hopefully. Come on. Come on, is that all? Are there more coming? Oh, I don't think there's any more coming, damn. Metamorphosis will also last all the way through, right? Yes, it will. Oh man, this is gonna be so close to sub 1, but I think we're just gonna be a tad bit off. 55 seconds for the conclusion of all that. Wow. Can we count that sub 1? Oh wait, it was sub 1. Ain't no way. I heard somewhere that the kill animation of Tier 5 Bloonarius Elite is a lot faster than normal, so I guess that plays in our favor. Nice. 58-58 for Tier 5. Well, there you have it. In case you guys are wondering what happens if I tried, well, this is the result. 27 million on the Spike Factory. The Wizard has 6.8 million. 1.4 million Megalodon, AHK Legend, and yada yada yada. And where does this put us for the final score? Currently top 3. With 2 days left, it's not going to stick, let me tell you. But still, job well done. And if you enjoyed watching that, consider subscribing if you haven't already. And consider watching more boss videos here. See ya.